All right, done lab 1, done lab 2. I did them backwards, I think. I think I uploaded lab 2 like weeks ago, so it might sound a bit weird. But lab 1 is done, this is lab 3. I'm going to explain some stuff. I'm not going to explain it in detail like lab 1 or 2. I'm just going to explain as I do it. So, our fluff, public class, question 1. Haven't even looked at the question because that doesn't matter. Hold on, squares. So, what are we asked? Question 1. Write a single Java program that evaluates the truth or falsity of the following expressions using system.out.println statements as shown in the program output below. You do not need to declare any variables. Yes, this is the one that I disagree with completely. You should always create variables for your outputs, but this is stupid. Anyways, it's what we're asked, right? Declare variables, right? Not needed. Take user input, not needed. Calculations, calculate. Yeah, not needed. And print, we do need. So, hold on. If I can spell properly, it'd be brilliant. System dot out dot print ln, and then quotes brackets 5 minus 1. I think we can just do this. 5 minus 1 is not equal to 3. Is that true? Is quote and then add on bracket 5 minus 1 is not equal to 3. Right? So we have 100 modulus 50 is equivalent to 0. Is add on our 100 modulus 50. So there's the exact same. These are the exact same, right? There's not a single thing different with the two of these. The 100 mod 50 is equivalent to 0. 100 mod 50 is equal to 0, right? There's nothing different. It's just where they are. So this is a statement, this is a string, this is 100 space %sign space. So that's not an equation. The computer will read this as an equation because it's not in quotes, because quotes designate a string variable. Okay. What else we got? System out print ln 21 plus 7 divided by 4 is greater than or equal to 100. Finish off the quote. Hold on, I gotta go. Is, and then we add on the equation of 21 plus 7 divided by 4 is greater than or equal to 100. Semicolon. Cool. See how that works? So all of this okay. So what happened there is because we're dividing by 4, I think the computer knew. So bad operand types for binary operator. First type is a string, second type is an int. that shouldn't be the case. The first type is that. Let me try just adding an extra layer of security with brackets and see if that still goes out. No, we're all good. Compile it. That was the question. All done. Compile it. We can run it. We can get rid of Lab2, Lab1. Sorry, I did these in the same day. And is true, true, and false. The question is true, true, and false. Easy peasy. Options clear. I can X out this. All right, next question. Question 2. Go in, get rid of our fluff. Public class question 2. Again, can't stress this enough. I haven't looked at the question. I don't care what the question is. Public static void main string args. Don't care what the question is. This is the exact same every time. Question 2. Write a single Java program. The reason it says single Java program is because it's giving you multiple questions. That's why it's saying that. So you could do a question for A, you could do a question for B, and different classes. But it's asking to do them all in the one, right? So declares variable, declares 2 integer variables called x and y. I'm going to do that right now, right? I'm not going to write the rest of the question. I don't know what the rest of the question is. I'm going to do that now. Declare variables. Question is asked for 2 integer variables called x and y. Okay, I haven't read what they're set as. That's okay. Just showing you different ways you can do questions. I've only read there. Okay, the next word is assign, but I haven't read that yet. X is 4 and y is 10. We can go down. Hold on. Not needed. We can go down to our calculations, and we can set x equal to 4, like we've been asked, and y is equal to 10. Okay, and write Boolean expressions that represent the statements below. Your program should output the results as shown below. Okay. So what I'm thinking is we need to just output the expressions. Do we want output variables to store the true or false, so we can have Boolean variables? Or do we want to just print out the do we want to just calculate the equation in the print statement like we just did in the previous question? I'm going to do A and B the way we just did it, okay? So we're going to go print, we're going to go system.out. Now both of these are absolutely correct, okay? But one is better than the other because if you watched Lab 1, I explained that you always want to make variables so you can use them in layer problems. Because this question is so small, doesn't really matter, but it's best practice. We're going to do it the worst way first, then the better way. System.out.print ln x is an even number is, and then the quotation marks add on. How do we check for an even number? X modulus 2 is equivalent to 0. If it's equivalent to 0, 2 divided into x an even amount of times with no remainder. Yeah. Okay. So today I'm speaking it. I'm saying it out loud. Okay. Just because that's a bit confusing, you know. With these, you want to just say them out loud, so you know which, if you want equivalent or you want not equals to. Do you want greater than or equals to? If x divided by 2 gives no remainder, and then that's true, right? That's what I want to print. system dot out dot print ln. We do this one the same way we just did. X multiplied by 5 is less than 7 squared. That's really stupid, isn't it? X multiplied by 5 is less than 7. Sorry, never mind. Is. I was thinking of an if statement, but in the actual print statement it has is true. That's fine. Plus x multiplied by 5, right? So we do that first. X times 5, okay, is less than 7 squared. Is less than 7 times itself. It's not less than or equal to. It's not greater than or equal to. It's not greater than. It's just less than 7 squared. We'll encase this all in our brackets just to tidy it up. This is going a bit over, so I'm going to bring this down to tidy it up a little bit, which is perfectly fine. You can do this as long as you have a semicolon at the end. Cool. I wouldn't recommend ever doing questions like that, because if you want to check if x is even ever again, you have to retype this. If you ever want to check if x multiplied by 5 is less than 7 squared ever again in this question, you have to type all that again, all this here. What we should do is go to our variables. We can go Boolean, right? Create a Boolean variable. It's one of our 8 variable types. We can set to check 1. So it's you know where you have num1, num2. I like to name my Boolean checks as check 1, check 2. You could look at the question and spend like about 2 minutes trying to figure out the best name. It doesn't matter, right? We're going to just set it as true for default, okay? So the way x and y are 0, that's exactly what I'm doing. It might change, it might not, okay? So we have check 1, we're going to need another one for the next question. What we can also do is check 2. So instead of doing them like int x and y here, you can also create variables like this if they're going to have the same value. I would only do this, by the way, if you're going to name them something similar. So I wouldn't have hourly hours worked and hourly rate, like in Lab 1, on the same line, because they're going to be different values and they're named differently. Num1, num2, num27, perfectly fine having that like this. So, system, so, okay, now we're going to do C and D, okay? So, calculations, we're going to go, y minus x is positive. So we're going to do check check 1 is equal, becomes, right, is equal to y minus x, that is positive, so greater than or equal to greater than 0. Okay, so this is a Boolean expression because it has a Boolean operator. So that's why we can assign it like this when we need a semicolon. And when check 2 is going to become y cubed, so y times y times y, okay, is less than 100. So less than 100. It's not less than or equal to, it's just less than. Less than 100, semicolon. So now we can print out print ln, we can print y minus x is positive is, and then we can just do check 1. And if we wanted to print check1 anywhere else in our program, we can. Dot print ln, we can do quote, we can do y cubed is less than 100 is, and then check 2. I have no idea what the answer of check 1, check 2 is, but the computer does. Well, it will know. There you go. It's question 1, 2. There's question 2. Don't ever do this, okay? Unless you're specifically asked. Always go through the effort of making variables, assigning variables, printing variables. That's why we have the headings: declare variables, calculations, print. That's why we have the headings. Okay. Don't forget to check the question. So we compare this. So true, 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 and false. True, 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 and false. Easy peasy. New class, question 3. Again, I cannot say this enough. I have not read the question because the question currently doesn't matter. My typing skills do matter though. Public stack void main string args, and I don't forget the square thingies. I'm not going to explain the square thingies. I'm not going to explain anything. Just do it, okay? If you forget it, that it won't work. Just do it, okay? Okay. Question 3. Write a program to read a student's grade out of 100 from the keyboard. Immediately, user input. Anything from the keyboard. Anything prompted. You know, the next one is read a month and number and print. You know, for question 4, it's read. Anything being read is user input. Read a student's grade out of 100 from the keyboard. The program should print one of pass or fail. A pass is any grade of 40% or higher. Name program. Question 3 Java. Who gives a fuck? Write a program to read a student's grade out of 100. Do that first. So what we need is student's grade. So we need I believe we can do double. I'm gonna go int. Int grade. Always do it singular. I think I saw one or two people did plural because for some strange reason it's always singular. So it's hours worked. It's not hours worked. It's not plural, right? Just I think I confused myself with that one. Just do it singular, okay? I don't know what the grade is, but we have to assign the grade to something. So import java.util.S scanner semicolon. We have to make a scanner variable. I like to call mine sc for scanner. New scanner, and the scanner takes its input from the system.in, which is your keyboard. Okay, that is our declare variables. Do we need an output? I'm not gonna do an output. You absolutely could go string out answer equals. Actually, no, you couldn't. You'd have to do pass or fail. No, it's fine. Don't do an output. Okay, just leave it like this. Take user input is our next heading. We're gonna go grade is equal to se.next. So our scanner variable next int. So whatever the next integer that the user types on the keyboard becomes grade. Grade becomes that variable, that value. Okay, calculations. Is this if statements? I can't tell if this is if statements. Fuck it. If grade is bigger than or equal to 40, system.out.print. I fucked that up. Also, it's all capitals because I've been asked to do all capitals. I don't care if it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. You've been asked to do it. Just do it. If I was asked to write banana, I would do it because I've been asked. System.out.println. I would normally say all this in my head, by the way. I'm just recording this, so I'm saying it out loud. And then print. We can go above. Jesus. Above. Right? That's all it is. I think so. Compile. We can run it. Hold on. That one. So down the bottom here, it's asking for a grade. We can go 21. It's failed. See? Blue is what we entered, and then it says failed. Easy peasy. Learn this off. Import Java.util.scanner. Never changes. If you see a scanner, there's three things. You import it, create a variable, and then assign a variable to the sc.next, whatever, right? Every single time. That could be .next int, that could be .next double. There's a few other things you can probably Google for like strings and other variables that I'm not going to go into because it'll just confuse you. Anyways, question 4. All the fluff. Public class. Yes, this is annoying, by the way, having to type it in for every question over and over again. But when you're doing bigger questions, there'll be more time in between when you type this and then you type the next question. So it won't be as annoying. Public static void main bracket string square brackets args and then curly brackets. Question 4. Read a month number and print its month name. Oh no. Okay, I'm not going to do this whole question. I'm not doing it. I don't care. We're going to do January, February, December. Because I'm not doing this whole thing. Absolutely no way. It's fine, right? This is if statements. It's all about if statements. I might do the whole thing. So what we need is, right, we're going to read a month number, right? So import. Import Java lowercase dot util lowercase dot scanner capital letter S. Declare. Hold on. Variables. We can do scanner. S equals new scanner. This is the same every time. Just learn it off. And then we can do int month num equals 0. I'm actually not gonna do. I'm actually good. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. In a proper program, you could check if a person entered 0 or 27, so it wouldn't break a program. But we'll get to that in the future. Take user input again. I don't have pseudocode in front of me at all. I just remember the headings. I've never done pseudocode. When I was in the PLC, it was called algorithms, and it was actually much worse, a much worse layout than what we're doing currently. So this is actually quite good. Month num equals. Oh, I forgot something. Okay, Okay. Okay. This is what happens when you don't have pseudocode in front of you. I hope someone's been screaming at me. Please enter a month number. I forgot to ask for user input. Oh my god. Month num equals sc dot next. That wouldn't break the program, by the way. That wouldn't break the program. The user just wouldn't know what to do. They'd just be staring at a screen thinking, what am I meant to do? You know, they would type in, they wouldn't even type, they'd just stare at it. So people are stupid. You have to remember people are stupid. You know, this program was written for other people. It's not written for us. We wrote it. We know what it does. But you have to imagine if a lecturer comes over and says, what is this program? You know, and they try to use it, they don't know what to do. If you don't do that, by the way, you will get brought up on it. I would have probably got brought up on it because I didn't have it. I did actually in my pseudocode. Anyways, here's the fun bit. Bunch of if statements. If the month num is equivalent to 1, then we print system.out.println January. Else, if the month number is equivalent to 2, have a guess. Have a guess what's going to happen. Shit, hold on, see that? Yeah, there we go. System.out.println whatever. Who gives a fuck? Else, if the month num is equivalent to 3, system.out.println yada yada yada. That's a cool month, isn't it? You have to understand, by the way, what's in the the quotes for the print statement doesn't matter. Okay, we've done this lab, you've uploaded this lab, you've got your marks. When you're studying, none of that matters. What matters is the method of your import, your variables, your printing, you're asking for user input, you're taking user input, and then your if statements. If your if statements are worded correctly, if the month number is the equivalent to 1, 2, 3, if it's worded correctly, that's what you're trying to get at. What's inside these system dot prints doesn't matter. System out.print ln December. Yes, I spelled that wrong. Am I going to correct it? No. Well, that was it, wasn't it? Enter month number 10 October. See? Let's run it. See what happens. So we're going to run the main method. It's going to ask us for a month number. We're going to enter 3, and it gave us March. That's March. That's it. Lab 3, all done. I'll be doing the rest of the labs whenever. I don't know. One of the days, maybe later today. Anyways, that's the whole thing. You just read the question, break it up, and then just do it. And if you forget, like, okay, let's say I get to question 4. I forget how to word my import statement, okay? All I have to do is go to question 3. There it is. Don't copy and paste it. Type it, because then the more you type it, the more you'll remember. Did I copy and paste anything in here? No, I didn't, because I knew it. Because I practiced. I know it sounds shit. You have to practice, but just takes practice. You know, just come up with your own random questions. You know, write a Java program that declares 7 variables, right? Called A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever that is. Assign 1, 2, 3, and then just start multiplying them together, dividing them, modulus. checking if they're greater than less than. That's just how you get practice. Do your if statements, do your else ifs. So every if statement has to have an else afterward, because you either do something or it doesn't do that thing. Okay. If the if okay, so if I wanted to check if it's 1, okay, if month number is 1 and then I did something, but I didn't if it wasn't 1, then I continue with the rest of the program, I can have that. I'm allowed to have that. Okay, you don't have to have an else. Um, but if you're having multiple if statements, so it's if month 1, num 2, num 3, it would be else if. I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly, but it's if, else if, and then else. You can have as many else ifs as you want. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna finish the video there because I don't know how long it's been, but I'm trying to keep these short so people don't like fall asleep. Anyways, good luck.